silent.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am General Lotz, and we're here today to play Terminator Resistance. And joining me is Triple X Medic.
Hello, howdy. What's going on, everyone? I'm here on my own free will this time.
Exactly. I've not replaced your brain with a computer. That's too expensive anyway, thanks to the tariffs. So, yeah, Terminator Resistance. It's like, 99% of, the cognition is owned by 1% of the AI. It's just not fair, It's just like, nobody needs that many CPU cycles. Alright, let's get started. All saves will be lost. You people better appreciate this.
Today.
Okay, we're gonna do nice and normal. Nice and normal. I like the classic Cyberdyne symbol. It's good. We've turned the audio down so we can hopefully hear everybody. Audio equalization is not easy. And yes, the silencer bill is now in the Senate.
1997.
We shall see if it actually passes. I hope it does. Because there's no real way to have like a silencer-ish sort of thing. With like SBRs, we got pistol braces, but there's no like silencer equivalent that's not regulated.
Marked the beginning of the war against the machines. Skynet attacks happened almost daily.
Are you doing a fresh save?
Yep.
Nothing we'd seen before.
No New Game Plus?
No, we're just playing it fresh. So I got this back in 2019. Wait a second.
You madman.
Exactly. I wonder who that guy could be.
I don't know. No.
Iris, did you win?
See, I get that the Terminators here have to at least be a little bit, dramatic. If he just shot him, we wouldn't have a video game now, would we? There's some things where you just have to accept. And the Terminator's like throwing people around. Okay, if the Terminator just snaps his neck, you have no game or you have no movie. So what do you want?
I'm through.
That's why I was like, don't complain about that. Complain about the bad writing. It's like don't put your characters in a situation where you have to have sort of like a, oh yeah, he just throws them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make it to where they actually, either have a chance or aren't so, or things aren't so dire that you have to write yourself an outright like that. I don't know
Something
if I really
tells me
want.
that's an inefficient way of killing.
Yeah. There's actually a fanfic that I'm going to review next month called Branches on the Tree of Time that actually explains why the Terminators are so inefficient. And how when they turn off the training wheels, oh dear. See, you can't have the Terminators be too efficient, because if they are, you don't have a movie, or the movie's really boring. Because it's literally just people going from cover to cover, and Escape from Pasadena. Now, I know that Pasadena.
I like to think that these Terminators. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I think these Terminators are in read. They're in read-only mode, and they didn't get the update patch that tells them to be lethal yet.
You say that as a joke, but in the fanfic, that actually is a thing. Skynet actually does do that when the humans are actually a legitimate threat.
Makes sense. They're still on Vista.
Ugh. Vista wasn't that awful. And I've always liked to jump on the bandwagon. Like, Vista's terrible. I had it on a laptop, and, it ran. But then again, I was very kind of tentative with, real computer shit back then. Ultravision! Yeah, there's the Terminators. Realistically, a Terminator should be able to hear you breathe from, several miles away, but if he did that, you would not have a movie or a game. It'd be boring as fuck. RoboCop Rogue City was now for $7. RoboCop Rogue City would be more polished just because the developers have more, the thing. The one with the thing, right? 1911! It's the boomer times! the developers have more experience now once they made a real game after they made that god-awful Rambo game. I don't know what happened between Rambo and this game. I guess Rambo might have made money and they were able to hire some real developers, or maybe get the developers some training, or maybe somebody bought Teon and hired new people. I don't know.
I mean, the voice cast in this game is solid.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything uncanny.
Spider scouts ahead. Keep that gun ready. Or sneak past them if you don't want to engage.
Sneak past them. This is a video game. We want to shoot people. Or it's a good thing there's these spider bots that aren't instantly lethal. We got the Boomer Special, aka the 1911. I like the 1911. I don't know if people like to hate on it, but it's a pretty nice little pistol. It's a bit heavy. Well, and by a bit heavy, I mean my grandfather had, or still has, I guess, a compact 1911 from 1994.
What's there? Hello?
It is as heavy as my Browning high power. Okay, I want you to understand this. 7 rounds of 1911, a 45 weigh as much as my high power with 16 rounds.
Right now, kiddo. I don't want to go with you.
So yeah.
We can't stay here.
Terminator would be considered kind of cyberpunk, but more post-apocalyptic.
Thank God. You're from the Resistance.
They were on one hell of a budget and time crunch. I can see that. Michael Beanbine is not in this game.
Please, you need to help me. My little brother, he just won't listen. I'm not going. Leave me alone.
Okay, Patrick here has the worst voice actor in the entire game. Your choices matter. Quit crying, kid, or I will protect you. See, I always go for the good guy playthrough, so I would always say that.
Not an option.
This is very much
Your sister, okay?
inspired by those Telltale adventure games
Thank you. I'm Jennifer.
with the such and such rule. Remember that?
Evacuation point near here.
Now, see, she's pretty hot,
My
but
people are organized.
I can only imagine how bad this woman must
Come
smell.
on, let's go.
Because nobody takes showers, or even has wet wipes didn't exist back in 1997, and certainly none would exist by 2029.
So it's just you then.
But yeah, Terminator is a franchise. I can't say it's one of my favorites because there's not really a unified story for
Excuse
Terminator.
me, General, I have it on good authority that she smells like victory.
Maybe. I mean, she does got back, but I don't know. You gotta be like it was in the 1800s. You just gotta hold your breath and enjoy it while it lasts.
Terminators! Get down! Get down! What's going on?
We said earlier today, I love that what they did with the final battle. Yeah, Terminator, RoboCop Rogue City is pretty good. That Terminator would be able to see you so easily. A regular person would be able to. See, they turned down the Terminator's like ocular abilities to save on CPU cycles.
My microphone die again.
No, I can hear you now. I've always loved the T800 design. It is beautiful. There's so much to talk about in this game. Like the T800 is awesome. The fact that that's an old school 90s Blazer. My first car was a Blazer.
Aaron said these attacks happen.
It was what people today like to refer to as a shitbox. But you know what? I drove it for 7 years. It's kind of like the Stargazer. You know?
Okay, I was getting concerned.
Yeah, I can still hear you. It's kind of like the Stargazer from Star Trek. You know, it's
We're here.
overworked, underpowered, and always at the verge of the flying of the seams, but in every way, my new car is superior.
Where's your father?
But sometimes I miss it.
God damn it. Tell Ryan that we need to leave. Now.
You know, if I saw one of those,
Just let me think.
Jennifer, thank God you're here.
I think now you might cut out. This does not have armor-piercing rounds, and 45 is very bad at barrier penetration. But
seeing trucks like that on the street.
Are you the guy I spoke
so
to?
you don't see too many Blazers anymore.
Nah, I don't think so. I haven't been able to reach anybody for a while now, but listen.
For a low-budget game, it doesn't look bad, but you can definitely tell they didn't have a lot of money.
I don't know how I feel about leaving anyone behind.
Oh, Species. I still got it on VHS.
Someone on the radio.
As a Ute, that movie is pretty awesome. As an adult, it's kind of basic 90s sci-fi trash, but whatever.
From the resistance, it's your call.
Let's see, we'll search for other survivors.
Good, I'll get the bus ready. Before you go, talk to Erin. She might be able to get you a med kit. Oh, and take this. You'll probably need it.
It's a good thing that's off camera. Alright, let's take a look at that AR. I don't think any of that existed in the late 90s. Certainly not that laser module. The magazine, yeah, I could see that. That stock, I don't know if they had that kind of stock in the late 90s. I don't know. Also, you gotta love that Watchman pin up there. Yeah, Rogue City would be nice. It'd be nice if it did get a sequel, but I don't know.
Ryan told me that you might have a med kit for me.
Did he now?
That is
So I
a
guess
major
there's
league
no
neck.
rations
Oh
and no
my.
supplies. If you really need it, you can have it. But our supplies are scarce, so you.
Yeah, so let's see. Do I really need it? No, I don't. Because we're playing the good guy run, and we already got a bunch of med kits, and I got like 1 point of damage, so it doesn't really matter. Hopefully Triple X can get his microphone working again. What's your go-to 3-gun for the apocalypse if it ever happens?
That's what we do now?
Unfortunately, it would be just very generic options. It would be the AR-15, of course, because commonality with magazines and ammunition. The Beretta 92, because also very common, and a Glock. Shotguns are great and all, but they're not that useful for, like, apocalypse stuff. Got kicked from the Discord call. No, you're still in the Discord call. I can see it. It actually shows up on my screen. We got the Uzi 9mm. You know, is that, oh crap. It's the ATF, they're coming after us! The barrel's too short! The barrel's too short! It's like, I don't know where they would have gotten a barrel this short for a Uzi, just because, oh crap. Hey, are you little bastard? Well, I'm glad I got plenty of med kits. But yeah, like, you'd have to have a 16-inch barrel. This only has the 9-inch barrel, and that is not legal. Rogue City is getting a sequel. Okay. I really hope that Terminator Resistance doesn't, because Terminator is a franchise that didn't need a bunch of sequels. It's like, they win. The end. It's like, there's only so much you can do with it. A prequel, you know... I guess somebody might have used a hacksaw on that, but that would really mess up a number of things. It's like
Who's there?
small caliber ammunition.
I've come to get you. There's an evacuation point now.
Get there fast. Giant spider. Didn't we shoot it? I really like as you learn the backstory of the characters. You learn that like one was a former rock star, and they like hid out in like a campground, and then like the machines came and blasted them all. I mean, that's kind of what would happen. People wouldn't really know what was going on. It's like, would you believe that it was, you know, the robot apocalypse? Narratively, there's nowhere to go or sequel. Yep. There's more you can do with RoboCop, but nobody's ever done it right. It's like RoboCop's end goal is to eventually become human again. The technology advances where he can, you know, become a human. I like the fact that we don't play as John Connor. I like the fact that we're playing as just a regular dude. And I'm glad that this kind of connects with the original Terminator and not any of that other, you know, like, crap where you've got, like, the Marcus Terminator. The Salvation universe actually was a universe. There's a bunch of comics and books. And it was an interesting take on Skynet. Was a rock star. Oh, his brothers had a band. Okay, I thought he was a rock star. Yeah, I can't hear anything, Triple X. I got nothing. OG protagonist. And that's the thing, you can't stick with the original protagonist. You gotta move on. That's what I like so much about the Aliens books, is that they moved on to new characters.
Anyone there?
No, we're not playing as Kyle Reese, because Kyle Reese shows up in some DLC. Voiced by somebody else, and they couldn't get the likeness rights to Michael Beanbine,
I don't see anyone else.
and people were kind of annoyed by that. And I can kind of understand that. They're attending a rock concert. Okay, it's been a while since I played this game. I did a review of it a couple years back. But everybody's got their requisite tragic backstory, you know, like the hot single mom, you know, has that's not really her kid, spoiler alert. But she chose to take care of him. She's taking care of another man's mistake. Oh no! What will the red pills think? And yes, Star Wars does need to move on from the Skywalkers. I'm reading a kick-ass fanfic series. The fans are the only people worth reading these days. They're putting out good stuff. That crosses 40K with Star Wars, and they do a really good job with it. And the main character is Anakin Solo. Sadly, George Lucas killed off Anakin Solo because he thought people would be confused between Anakin Solo and Anakin Skywalker, but whatever. Hail Mary move. You need to get a new microphone. That's the main thing, Triple X. You need to just invest in the Blue Yeti Snowball. They're like $50, or at least they used to be. Give me all that good shit. You don't get a plasma rifle. The plasma rifle in this game is a lot like a lightsaber. You don't get it for a very long time. I don't think you get it until like halfway into the game. They make you earn that plasma rifle. You're stuck with just like ARs and, well, the Uzi 9mm. They couldn't get it right from Michael Bind's likeness, which... fans that could care. No,
all right,
the
how about
Imperials...
this time?
I can hear you now. Yeah,
Hail Mary.
Yay. You gotta get a Blue Yeti Snowball. They're like $50.
I'm on my cell phone.
Oh. Well, you could just steal somebody's fillings and sell them. According to Mr. Burns, that's what happens.
Yes.
Yeah, Imperial Star Destroyers don't actually destroy stars. It's like an actual destroyer ship. After yelling at David Fincher for using his likeness in Alien 3, I think Michael Biehn was just pissed off that Alien 3, you know, had such a shit beginning where, like, they kill off Newt and Hicks. Death Machine. I've not heard of Death Machine. I'll have to look that up. Terminator RTS. I've heard about the Terminator RTS, but I don't really have any desire to really play it. It's one of those kind of like a meh things. Because it's set during the stupid continuity, the Dark Fate continuity, where we don't have Skynet, we have Legion. We go on?
Boo. Boo Dark Fate.
Yes. I like Terminator. I like Terminator Genesis, though. People hated it. You know?
I saw it in theaters. I mean, it wasn't awful.
Yeah, it was perfectly fine. Here's the funny part, though. Sarah Connor has been played by 2 Game of Thrones actresses. In Sarah Connor Chronicles, Sarah Connor's played by the Queen Cersei actor. And then in Terminator Genesis, you had the Khaleesi woman play Sarah Connor.
They kind of girl bossed her a little too hard.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. T3 is all right. T3 is not all right. T3 is just kind of meh. It's kind of nothing really. It's just. I'll be honest with y'all. I think T3 is just kind of slop. I have it on DVD. I tried to like it, but it's one of those movies I really don't see myself ever watching again, just because there's not a lot there. It's not like there's a scene in it I'd be like, oh, it's such a good scene. It's just, it's to me the definition of slop. I've actually read
and they made Arnold a joke.
Wait, second.
They made Arnold a joke.
Even if they didn't do that, it's just there's nothing in the movie to. I'll take that back. The chase with the thing, you know, the one with the thing,
the wrecker.
Yeah, that actually is pretty entertaining. Yeah, the one with like the big, cool. And like all the little cars moving around. Okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I did see it in theaters too. I remember going to go see that, and I thought it wasn't time wasted.
The ending was pretty good.
Yeah, I used that for a video once. T3 and onwards do not need to exist. I remember I went to see Salvation, and I actually really enjoyed it in theaters, but I've never come back to it. I did read the comic book follow-up that was pretty okay. They turned John Connor into a Terminator, though. But let him be human. basically, what ends up happening in the Salvation comic sequel is Skynet is like losing to the humans, and so what Skynet does is like goes back in time and brings the brain of a serial killer into the future so it can like kill humans easier, and then like Skynet and John Connor team up to fight the serial killer. So yeah, it's weird. I didn't know that was in the IMAX. Terminator's a franchise that can't keep a consistent cast. Well, they can't, because Terminator's not really a franchise. Are you always such an asshole, and what do you want? We're the good guy. We're an adult here.
What do you want? I'm so glad you asked.
Is this Del Gribble's basement?
I don't know. It might. I know Dale Gribble would have more ammo than that, and Mountain Dew, and cigarettes.
I wouldn't mind backup while I'm out there.
It's sad that his voice actor died.
Yeah.
Talk to Ryan.
Yeah, too many good ones. T3 is the kind of movie I'll put in when I'm cleaning a house or doing something. I can see that. T3 is better than RoboCop 3. Say what you will about Arnie in T3, but at least they didn't make him completely useless. Because RoboCop 3 is offensive. It's like they got RoboCop just kind of waddling around, getting knocked down all the time. It's like, I don't want to see that. He's like a hero. You know, it's like don't treat your like main draw as like a buffoon.
I hated that little kid in that movie.
Hey, thanks for earlier.
See, like Jennifer here, she's pretty hot. She might have a beanie on, but you know what? She probably doesn't know the cultural connotation of that.
And that wouldn't have done anyone any
Rumor has it she stole that beanie from Tim Pool's corpse.
I can see that. Yeah, Tim Fool thinks that he would survive an apocalypse. I don't think so. I don't see it happening.
That's all I wanted to say.
See, like,
You think he would podcast to nobody?
He could do that.
Like in the apocalypse, he'd just be talking to like a broken like computer screen.
He protected us from a tin can.
He would basically, you know, just be saying the same old crap that he always does. He doesn't, to me, like, Tim Fool doesn't really know anything, you know? He basically just regurgitates stuff he read on Twitter.
Seems the repair might take a couple days.
Couple days? Sounds like I'm trying to fix it. RoboCop Prime Directives. That is a hilarious miniseries where, like, RoboCop is literally shorter than all of the females in there. Like, literally, he doesn't even come up to their chest. It's like Robo-Dwarf.
You feel free to look through and pick up what you need.
But RoboCop...
If I remember correctly,
Go
I'm sorry.
Go
If I remember correctly, Peter Weller didn't return in RoboCop 3. They had a new actor.
Yeah, they did. He looked old. As a kid, I didn't notice the difference. I didn't notice the difference, but when as an adult, it's like, it's pretty obvious. It's a completely different guy, you know? Like, it's really obvious. But the guy they got for Prime Directives, oh, he is so short. And the Foley effects on him walking, it's literally just clank, 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 and it's bad. It's really bad. I remember renting it from Hollywood Video, and it was actually me and my mother just completely mocking how shitty it was. I didn't mind the kid in RoboCop 3. What was her name? Like Mouse or not? It wouldn't be Newt, but like Mouse or Runt or Kitten or something like that. I didn't think her actor or actress was that terrible. I just hated the fact they made RoboCop such a weakling. I did not like that. Killing off Ann Lewis, I think, was also pretty lame. They could have done it worse, though. They could have turned her into like a fee RoboCop, Phobocop, you know, but it's just one of them things. Okay, let's go ahead and save the game. Love how it's a Commodore pet.
You bring up a really good point. I mean, Peter Weller got shotgun point blank over and over, and they made him survive.
Yeah.
How could she not survive one single, what was it, Steyer?
I remember what it was. I just remember it was like a British guy that like shot her, you know.
Yeah, 1556 does her in, but he tanks shotguns.
But technically 556 does have, if it's M193, it can do a lot of damage, so I don't...
Did you just technically me?
Yes. Hey, I'm a gun guy, okay? It's what you just gotta expect that. No, I don't want to throw a
It's
grenade.
all right.
There it is. There we go. I don't want to waste my 5.56. That shit's expensive. Robo wants an Oreo. Yeah, I've seen an animated thing of that, like where Peter Weller apparently wanted an Oreo, but he says it never happened. He says it. I don't know. Peter Weller's a pretty professional guy. I don't know if he'd want an Oreo while he's filming, and he's in that suit melting. If ever you've tried to wander around in like a cosplay suit, you don't want to be in there any longer than you have to be. So, I don't think he'd have done that, because that suit would have been hot and uncomfortable. So, I think that's a story that got made up. Turning Ed 209.
No, he couldn't drive with the pants on.
Wait a second.
RoboCop couldn't drive with the pants on. He had to sit bottomless whenever they did shots of him in the cop car.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, most of those costumes you cannot sit down in. Like, there's a couple costumes I have that I can sit down in, but most you can't. Too low? Fuck you, game.
I know they had to shoot that scene where, what's his name? The Black Chief tosses Robo the cop car keys,
Yeah.
and he catches them like 80 times because he couldn't catch them.
Makes sense, because it would be very hard to actually see. Opinion on RoboCop's design in the reboot. Reboot, it's obvious it's a guy in a suit, and it's a generic design. It is so generic. Okay, skills. Alright, we want visual detection. There we go. Lockpicking 1. Lockpicking lawyer. Was also wearing body armor when he was shot. Yeah, so he might have been a little bit protected. Says it never happened, but after
I
he
think
said
the first RoboCop was superior.
This is true. Oh, he had a big grin on his face, so maybe? I don't know. I just picture, like, if you're in that hot-ass costume, would you really want to stop production just so you can have a fucking Oreo? Maybe, though. Those Hollywood people are weird. Maybe. Thing, over-exaggeration. Maybe. And thank you, Light Post Films. 10K was a long time in coming. I guess I could have just made videos on drama. It's like, did you hear what this person said? They said the bad words.
Not the bad words.
It's like, did you know they were dating this person or that person? Ugh.
Self-division has definitely.
You know, it's like, some drama isn't bad. It's like if you're trying to keep yourself awake at work, and like a book is putting you to sleep, it's like you can listen to drama for like 30 minutes and kind of wake up a little bit. Story of Peter getting so much. Oh my. And yeah, RoboCop's original design is great. I mean, it's a cool design. He looks like a walking tank. Now I think like in universe he's supposed to be able to like move really fast and have really good like bullet time almost. But you know, they can't really show that in an 80s movie. And I don't think it would look cool if he did it anyway. Sometimes when stuff moves too fast, it looks too unnatural. I mean,
What did you think of the upgraded suit in the reboot?
I didn't like it. It looked too cosplay to me.
I kind of liked it, like with the black look. Like if he could like interchange like the colors depending on what type of, like if he had to do like a night thing, like it makes sense he'd be wearing black.
Yeah, I can kind of.
But I still think the original suit was the best.
Yeah, because it looked like an otherworldly design. Yeah, it was
And that
supposed to be a
mechanical
deagle.
noise it makes when he walks.
Yeah, the thump, thump. I love that. I used to make that noise as a kid. Because yes.
So cool.
Because yes, I was a nerd as a kid.
Would you buy that for $1?
More than $1. Is someone making more drama than a bipolar soap opera? Yes. You should see YouTube these days. It's all drama. All of it. Just look at the thumbnails. But I can see why Peter Weller would get a lot of female attention. Because, like, Peter Weller, he's not a bad-looking guy, but he's somebody that I think would attract females because he's got a really cool personality. Like, that's a guy you could probably talk to for hours. And here's words of the wise, lads and lasses, or mainly laddies. If you can be entertaining to a female, you're halfway to anywhere. least in my experience.
True.
It's like money makes a difference to a certain type of woman, but like to a woman you'd actually want, be entertaining, be somebody they can talk to. So yeah, just something to think about. Yeah, Peter Weller does have that awesome speaking voice. What's shooting me? Where? There it is, you little bastard. Maybe waste all my brass case. Oh god, the lazy reaction videos. Go on.
Don't know if I ever mentioned this, but did you ever see the movie Screamers with Peter Weller?
Yeah, that is one of my... I'm nostalgic for that movie for two reasons. One, it's just a fairly fun movie to watch, you know. For another, it reminds me of like late night cable TV, you know, you just kind of channel surfing, and who knows what you could find. And I would have never discovered that movie had I not just been channel surfing one night. It's like, ooh, what is this? It's got the RoboCop guy in it, you know, and I sat down and watched that till like 3 in the morning when it finally ended. It was time well spent.
And that movie is gleefully dark.
Yeah, it's actually based on a short story. It's kind of funny. I bought a book of old sci-fi short stories once, and I was reading it. It's like, this sounds an awful lot like Screamers. And then come to find out, Screamers was based on a book, a short story called The Second Kind. It's a little different. The actual story is set on the moon, I think, whereas the movie's set on a different planet entirely. Robo-Kane is a pretty cool design. It is very reminiscent of the Dreadnought from Warhammer 40k. Like, it's very reminiscent of that. And it kind of is the same thing as a Dreadnought in 40k. It's where they put like a blown to shit Space Marine. They basically put like a blown to shit Space Marine inside of a robot body so they can fight for the Emperor again. And that's kind of what they do with Kane. I'll check that out, Agnostic. So it's second variety, not second kind. Okay. This is such a classic.
So I have a question, but I think I know the answer to it already.
Go for it.
Screamers or Tremors?
Well, Tremors is a better movie. It's definitely more memorable. But I don't think that's really fair. It's like Tremors had so much more going for it. Had much higher budget, you know. But yeah, and also it has Burt Gummer, man. Goddamn underground monsters.
That's what I mean when I said it's kind of like I already know the answer.
Yeah, it's
like
that's not,
Tremors just can't lose.
It's like saying, would I want to watch Jerry Springer or Star Wars? Actually, no, that's not fair. That's not fair to Screamers. It's like saying, would I rather watch like Star Trek 3 or Return of the Jedi? You can probably guess which one I'm going to pick. It's just not fair to. It's not fair to search for Spock, you know? I don't think I ever asked this, but Triple X, are you actually a fan of Star Trek, or have you never actually watched it?
Never actually watched it.
Okay.
I don't have anything against it. I just never watched it.
Yeah, I've been a big fan since I was a Ute. Got to meet William Shat just a couple years ago, which was one of the most awesome things ever. It is one of my favorite.
For me growing up, there was two camps. You were either a Star Wars kid or a James Bond kid. I was a Bond kid.
I can understand that. I liked everything that I liked. So it's not that I liked everything. I liked everything I liked. So I like James Bond. I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. There's a picture of me on the bridge of the Enterprise in a Darth Vader's TIE Fighter shirt. So, and then when I was 11 years old, go on.
That's a quote you need to put like on like one of your channels. I like everything that I like.
Exactly. I don't like it when people say stuff like, "Oh, I like everything." Then you can't. Okay, then you like nothing. You know, you can't. He who likes everything likes nothing, because then there's no like standard. You know, I could never say I'm up for anything Star Wars, because that means I'm up for nothing Star Wars. It's just like I'm watching everything. There's no like actual importance to it. Like I could be a Terminator fan, and I wouldn't like this game if it wasn't good. Bert and Bacon was... See, I've read that as like, Bert had bacon? No, Bert and Kevin Bacon.
I thought it said Bert had bacon too.
Harry Potter kids and Lord of the Rings. I never liked Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. I saw the first 2 Lord of the Rings movies in theaters. Did not see the third one. I never saw Harry Potter. I never did, because I was the target audience for every major trend of the 90s. Power Rangers, Pokemans, Harry Potter, all of that. I loved Pokemans. I loved Power Rangers. But there's just something about Harry Potter I did not like. I read like the first couple books, and I was like, this guy's a fucking pussy. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, Harry Potter. He's the greatest, you know? I'd vote for him to be an MP. But no, I couldn't stand him. It's just too wimpy in my for my taste. The puppy from the diner. I don't know what that... Oh, is that more Trimmer stuff? I've not seen Trimmers in a while. Bert was like the only character that actually carried on until like Trimmers like 6. 40K books. You're gonna want to do a lot of media preservation for that, because yeah, a lot of those books are expensive. Before the days of media preservation, I would get those books from half-price bookstores. I remember before 40K became popular, that's the only place you could find them. And they were never like just stocked in a 40K book section. Like you had to actually dig through like everybody, all the book stacks to try to find them. I always thought it was kind of neat when like the books would have like the price in like British pounds, which is kind of neat for me. It's like you're a kid in Texas and you see something from like the British Isles. Fabrics, that could be useful. Oh, it's in this game. Okay. The Yorick collection, not even a year ago. It's out of print. I got the Star Wars books from both the half-price bookstore and the full-price bookstore, aka Barnes & Noble. They were across the street from each other. Most of the Star Wars books were not at the half-price bookstore, because that was back when people loved Star Wars so much. You'd have to go to the full-price bookstore a lot. And I was getting all the new Jedi Order books. Like, I had to get to pay... I don't know how my mother afforded all that, because we were broke back in those days, but I got a book like almost every day back then. So, big props to my mother, you know? It's like, can we go to the bookstore? It's like, we just went yesterday. Yeah, but I need a book today.
Looks like they were keeping an eye on an old university.
The Blue Diamond or the side missions. Okay, I'll check that. Bookstores still exist. Oh, there it is. Seems to be going through a lot. Should look for something to cheer him up. Okay. That's a problem. I'm like paying attention to the chat and not to the actual game.
What's the status on that factory? Colin?
It is a blessing and a curse.
Colin. Shit.
Yeah, see, I mainly talk about Gramps a lot, but my mother and grandmother were a big impact on my life, both then and now. So, my mother had to work a hell of a lot. Worked her ass off. Because, I was thinking about, like, if I were born today, things would be, like, a little easier to a certain extent, at least in, like, terms of media. Rent and shit would be way more expensive, but, like, I swear I would just media preserve everything. Whereas back then, like, you had to buy the games. You had to. That's the only way you could play them. And, you know, like, remember at Christmas of 2000, god damn it. What's shooting me? 2007, got Rock Band, the entire, like, set. I can't imagine how much he paid for that back then. It would not have been cheap. Salamander's Omnibus is out of print. Man, that's just sad. Yeah, media preservation, all you gotta do is just do a basic Google search, and you'll find them. They're there, you know. Ebooks, there was a time when I would have said ebooks were of the devil. And I'd only ever read paper books, but it's just not economically efficient to go paper anymore. And besides, you can have a whole library on your phone, whereas you should see my storage room. It is filled to the ceiling with book boxes, so, yeah. Yeah, the lockpicking is very
you
much like
that guy
Fallout.
in that YouTube video where he puts a garage, like builds like shelves in his garage, talking about his Lamborghini and all the books he reads.
Why would anyone buy a Lambo, though? I get why people do it, but like that's such a waste of money for just a car.
Well, he's a pretentious leftist.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And he lives in California.
Makes sense again. The creature from Jekyll Island. A second look at the Federal Reserve. Oh dear. For Christmas after backing up. PS2. Hey, PS1 still good. Tried reading off a screen.
Here.
I don't know. Reading off a screen is just. Oh, there's the dog. The German Shepherd dog. I like how he just puts him in his jacket. We're gonna like go fight like Terminators. The dog's just fucking chilling there. He's like, he doesn't care. We're getting shot with like plasma. It's like, hey, it's good body armor. It's like, it might be bulletproof, but is it dog proof? That's the question. Okay. We want. Let's go ahead and get fast learner. And I don't know if we need more backpack right now.
You need lockpick skills.
Yeah, but we got to be level 6. Let's go ahead and get weapons 1, and then that'll work. 86 Firebird, that's not bad. Yeah, emulators are a lot easier to play on, and one of the things about emulators is you can use save states. There's no way to beat a lot of those 90s games just because they are so unfair. I love Donkey Kong Country. It's my favorite 16-bit game, but I didn't beat it until like 2019. That's a game that kind of is bittersweet just because I beat it with one of my exes. It's like, oh dear. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Uh-oh. Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Yeah, that's a pretty kick-ass game. I don't have a problem with reading off a screen. I'd like to say I'm reading off a screen right now, but one of the stories I'm reading is a Star Wars fan fiction, and I'm reading it off a screen. All you need is just a good background for your e-reader. You get one that looks kind of like paper, and you're fine. You won't melt your eyes out. Oh my, agnostic. That probably would happen. You know, I've never had a dog do that, so I'm very happy about that. Sister save file. Yeah, DKC is a lot of fun, but man, Rare was just punished everybody. Country back in the 90s. I don't know, man. Like, trying to beat Donkey Kong Country in the 90s as a kid, I got to that snow level, the snow mountain or whatever the fuck it was called, and like, for me, the game just stopped. Like, there was no going anywhere. And I just kept dying all the time. My favorite era of gaming will always be the early 2000s, just because that's when gaming became a lot more fair. It's like, Turok 2 was still pretty fair, comparatively. That minecart level, oh my god, that was so hard. Find a set of tools in... Does that say? It looks like it said Golem Tribal, but I don't think that's what that says. But see, like, in the robot apocalypse, you would definitely be using an AR just because there's so many... There's like trillions of rounds. God damn it. Trillions of rounds.
Pretty sure that says golden.
The Golden Corral? I haven't been there since I was like...
Ooh.
12.
Oh. Now I'm hungry.
See, golden... Do I not know how to read? Golden what? Golden tobacco? Yeah, it says golden tobacco. Why would there be tools in a smoke shop? You can tell this is the 90s. It would be like, we've got CBD and kratom. I'm not entirely sure how kratom is legal since it's like a psychedelic, I think. Find all the secrets of the level. Yeah, I actually had, for Turok 2, a copy of the strategy guide, and my grandfather printed off the internet, oh my god, a walkthrough. Which in 97, that was a pretty big deal, at least for me, because we didn't have no internet until like 2002. Yeah, I never was a big fan of the all-you-can-eat restaurants. I mean, the food wasn't bad, but it just never really seemed like it was that worth it because I'm not a glutton for food. Although I will admit I was a big
Did you
fan
have
of.
Ponderosa down there?
Wait a second.
Did you ever have Ponderosa down in Texas?
I don't think so. We might have, and I just never saw it.
It was an all-you-can-eat buffet. It was my first job I ever had.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
Washing dishes? No.
So, okay, wait. We need to destroy 3 plasma containers. All right. Yeah, I can't even imagine. At least you didn't have to work directly with the public, I hope. Internet in 2008. I mean, I got high speed. I got DSL internet in 2008. 2008 was a big year. Because I find myself mentioning 2008 a lot when it comes to, like, games and shit. Because that's when I got into emulation. But I did not get into media preservation until about 2011.
The world got Barack Obama in 08.
Yes, it did. Oh, my.
Twice.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, he was a perfectly good president. I mean, the best. In fact, I'd like him to be president right now. Or wasn't he? I mean, I never
I'd
mind.
voted for him for a third term.
Yeah. Didn't he already get a third term? I mean, no, we can't say that. We'll get in trouble for that.
Unofficially.
We'll get in trouble for that. I mean, I worship the state. One in Battle Creek called Grand China Buffet. China Buff because the lights were out. Opinion on the M16 AR-15 charging handle. It looks cool, but it's completely and totally obsolete. You can attach a red dot to it, but it's like the flat top completely revolutionized the AR-15 platform. You can't, it's kind of hard to really, you can't really downplay how important the flat top was to firearms in general. Because used to be no guns were really designed for optics, because, you know, optics weren't common until like literally 20 years ago. And so the fact that the AR-15 could be modified to the point where it had a flat top, like no other gun could really do that at the time. The AK couldn't. The only way you can put a optic on an AK is with a external rail, and it works. But like the charging handle, it looks cool, but it's obsolete. Media preservation, it's very much a nudge nudge hint hint sort of thing. Home internet until 2016, damn. And yes, Dark Chico, this is the campaign for Terminator Resistance. For resistance. Resist the ants. But
Maybe they mean like your mother's sister, ants.
Exactly. Insure ants. But media preservation is where you preserve media in an unofficial way. I can't say any more than that, though. I can't say any more. Do we have, like, the hacker? No, we don't. Oh, yeah, we do. You need a hacking device. Okay, we don't. You're teasing me, game. You're teasing me. Okay, I didn't know if we had the hacker or not. Do we have to, like, shoot the things? Or do we, like... Okay, we don't hack these things. Okay. We don't have the Palm Top yet. We don't have the Palm Pilot. Yeah, I'm really hoping they do take the suppressors off the NFA. I'd like to see if they're actually worth all of the hype. I ain't paying like $600 just to make the gun slightly quieter. For those who don't know, silencers.
You know why?
No, go on.
Do you know why silencers got on the NFA list?
I think it has something to do with like the 20s gangsters or something.
I'm referring more to like recently.
Oh, I don't know.
People honestly thought that if you put a silencer on a gun, it would be like in James Bond where it's like pew pew pew.
Yeah, silencers don't do that. Like you can make it quieter if you use a special kind of ammunition. But it's still not gonna necessarily be hearing safe. Like you'll lose your hearing if you shoot these things without like hearing protection. It's a pressure for the PPK. Now that would be cool. That would be neat. Got it in 1997. 1997. Media preservation via books. 2013. And well, I mean, that's the best way to get some books, because some books are completely like unavailable outside of preservation. So in 1997, Triple X, did you live in a major American city?
Yes.
Where are you? Can you hear
A
me?
city that people would actually care about? Like, let's say you're a robot or an AI. Would they care enough to blow your city off the map?
To be honest, I live in Pittsburgh. I think Philadelphia would get it before us.
Okay. So let's assume you don't get flash fried.
Right.
Would you still be alive in 2029?
Like, do I have the survival skills? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because you would have been like, you're like what, 5-6 years older than me?
Yes.
Okay, so in 1997, you wouldn't have been a child.
No, I was a teenager.
Okay, so like, what skills would you have had back then?
I mastered the art of watching the channel on TV that you weren't supposed to and silently changing it when you heard your parents coming.
Okay, so you'd be able to hide from the machines then.
Yeah. So I have stealth going for me. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think teenage me would have survived.
And sadly, I probably wouldn't have survived just because I was like 8. And I think Houston would get flash fried because of the chip channel.
Now, if you're asking like today, if we're like ourselves now in 97, I'd have a good shot. But nah, teenage me, I'd be cooked.
Yeah. I think I'd be cooked literally just because Houston is right next to the ship channel. There's a lot of trade, and so I'd probably get flash fried. Also, it's a really cool scene. I like how this character, who I don't want to spoil, I know who he is, but does anyone else? I like how he made himself look like an assassin, though. Because I mean, come on, he looks like he's an assassin. It's like you dressed up like that just to look cool, didn't you? And yeah, physical books are good, but digital is easier. Like, if there's a book like, say, the original Space Marine novel from like 1991, you're not gonna find that in real life.
Hours later, they found the line.
Exactly, Silver Wings. You gotta have subsonics and a proper suppressor. You know, it's just not. It's not like the movies. And archery is a decent skill, I guess, if you had explosive arrows.
About everything. I said that it wasn't safe for them to be with me.
Yeah, it was Optimus. Optimash.
So we might as well stick together.
There's actually a Mr. Potato Head Optimus Prime called Optimash Prime. I kind of wanted one, but never got it. The appeal for silencers for civilians is that they're cool. That is literally the only reason. They're not necessarily hearing safe, so you're still going to be wearing shooting ears, but it's that cool. It's a cool thing.
How long have you been sitting there?
And gun tubers love them, so that's probably the only way the silencer business is still surviving. And it's something that you have to work to get, so anything that's hard to get, people want to try to get. The kid is not that annoying, but at the same time, his voice actor is generic child, so it sounds kind of cringy.
Do you remember that video I sent you yesterday about the guy firing the 50 cal with the woman?
Yes. What Triple X is referring to is there's a short where this guy uses his girlfriend's ample posterior as a shooting wrist. Oh no, maybe I might do that myself. It's hard to say.
I can't imagine willingly letting a 50 cal report go off 2 feet over my head.
Well, that is a relationship that I think must be very healthy. They must really love each other quite a bit. So, yeah.
I've heard of the trust fall that you do with your partner, but I've never heard of the trust buttstock rest.
Let's just put it like this. Their bedroom proclivities must be very exuberant, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's a level of trust that even I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, suppressors are good for hunting, as agnostic libertarian says here. Like, yeah, it's true.
How's Mark doing? Not great, but hopefully.
Barely any medicine. Okay. How do you feel about?
Do you think you could, honey? Maybe ask me that.
I don't think they exist.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think like didn't her husband like move to Mexico or something, and then like he died.
What happened? People get tortured.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
You're actually the first.
Or maybe they had like a falling out. I remember. I gotta play this game again on my own time, but everybody is really well written here. Okay, so Laura.
Hey, you're off again. See you later.
Okay, you're clearly not a character, but you do have a name. You're not just NPC number 276. Yeah, there's evidently there's a rumor that one of the silencer companies tried to sabotage the silencer removal, but then again, it got debunked at one point, so I don't know.
Thank you for finding him for me now.
Max, Wolfie, and I don't know. This goes to show you that the developers here were pretty big fans of Terminator. Max is the name of the dog in Terminator 2, but Wolfie is the fake name that Arnie gives the T-1000. So we'll call him Max, because Max doesn't sound annoying. That is I love that meme of like, who's the Emperor protecting? Your foster parents are dead.
You wanted to talk.
The Shattered Palaces.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
good to see you finally turn the corner. I wanted to talk.
I've seen some good ones out of that too.
Out there, send her back.
TNG is the worst.
Let her run. Question is,
Your foster parents are dead.
do you remember
Yes.
That's right. Our brother Tucker hitting on this lady guard or people.
This
covered
lady
in
gu-
blood.
Okay, so he was at a concert, but he wasn't like in a band. Okay.
Couldn't you?
Well, there's no escaping it.
Oh, yeah, he was the one. I think the amplifier fell on his friend or something.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Terminator Lava Factory. Yeah, have you been to a steel factory? I never have.
There is a steel company like literally right down the street from me on the Ohio and Allegheny River. I've never been there.
Yeah, I did.
I know for a
too.
fact that when they filmed the scene where they're at the factory, it was like the middle of like fall, so it was freezing cold, and they had to keep spraying them with water to simulate heat and sweat.
Oh. I figured like real factories wouldn't look like that. Ooh. See,
It was
this-
actually a closed down factory that they had reopened just for the film.
Huh. I was unaware of that. You know, I actually had Terminator 2 on my PSP. I had the UMD disc.
UMD discs were funky.
Yeah.
They're every scavenger's nightmare. Look.
Opinion on Salvation. Salvation was a perfectly alright movie. I saw it in theaters, and I actually liked it a lot in theaters. I haven't really seen it again, but
Silverfish.
I actually went there with me mum, and I remember turning to her. It's like, this is better than that Star Trek movie, because it came out in 2009, the same year that J.J. Abrams Trek came out, and yeah, Salvation was better than that. Oh, I remember that Simpsons episode.
I don't think you should go any further.
I think I had Terminator 1 on PSP as well.
That could be the resistance.
Yeah, UMD is a weird format, like you said, you know. But I had a bunch of those discs.
I still have a bunch of them, and I can't even watch them because I don't have my PSP anymore.
Oh, you probably get those for cheap. I started doing like the earliest media preservation back around that time. I was able to like rip DVDs, crush them down to MP4, and then put them on my PSP. There's actually a really old video. I think it's Aliens the arcade game. I actually took the video file from my PSP and used it in the video.
Questions.
That's why it's so artifacted. It's like 240p aliens. Yeah, my PSP finally died when I dropped it at the park because I was using it as an MP3 player, and yeah, that it did not survive that. I was trying to change.
I think everyone who had one did that.
Yep. Once again, how my mother afforded a PSP, I do not know because I bet they weren't cheap. I remember wanting to get a PSP like the oh dear, the white PSP. It's okay to be a white PSP. Wanted to get one of those because you could actually exactly. Because like it had a little better system specs, I think, and you could actually run Skype on it. Oh my god, you could run Skype. Skype is dead now, by the way. You silver.
I know the PSP was also really popular because it had a Wi-Fi built in, so you could surf the prawns.
Yep, I may have been aware of that. Not that I would ever do such a thing. You know, I'm too pure for such things. I don't even know.
I read about that somewhere.
Yeah. I read about it. I would never have, never. I mean, that's just that's counter-revolutionary.
You're a good Catholic boy.
Exactly. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm perfectly straight. Wait, no, we can't say that. We get in trouble.
You're a good whatever is popular to say thing.
Exactly. Use PSP for MP3s. Yep. Yeah, remastering the Terminator movies. This is why you just go to the ye old internet. Oh crap! And get blown up by a stupid somersaulting robot. Is go to the ye old internet and you download just the 720p file and be done with it. It's a 720p file from like 2010, and it's as nature intended. No AI anywhere. AI
as
is
nature intended.
A second.
As nature intended. This is funny.
Yes. Because that's the only... I have like an ancient Blu-ray of Terminator, but you know, it's like I don't have a Blu-ray. I do have a Blu-ray player, but it's buried in my storage room. Yeah, you gotta. There's the mono mix. I have that already. Internet Archive's a good place, or used to be a good place for that, but then too many people knew about it, so you got screwed. Oh crap! Fucking somersaulting robots. Oh crap! Like how I can survive a explosion right to the face. Because Rivers here is a badass. I recently reread the Terminator. Go on.
Is that an Uzi 9mm I see?
No, it's not. I thought it was, but it's not. Because it uses the same ammunition as the 1911. So, most likely, this is one of the 45 Uzis. Because those did exist. So this is a 45 ACP Uzi. Oh crap, we don't have enough ammo to fight that guy.
What about the phased plasma rifle with the 40-watt range?
You don't get that till halfway in the game. You gotta earn your plasma rifle.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, you gotta watch out for the sound mix for Terminator because they like to change it with all these updated ones. Batman 89 has that same problem. It's like, I don't want these modern-ass sound effects. I want the good stuff. As nature intended. Okay, let's see what we got here. We need ammunitions. Evidently we can make a bunch of bullets. Okay.
Hey, you got your Sony Vaio.
Yep. So I do not like, okay, we need meds for Erin. We gotta get her SSRIs, right? Like, I don't know why do chicks always gotta be so mental, man? It's just not fair. Alien Anthology on Blu-ray, not for Covenant.
If I remember correct, this is set in California, yeah?
Yes.
So I think that still explains why the SSRIs are still around.
Oh man, see that's one of those things I personal experience. There's something about California females. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. This is what it is, I guess. Oh, we got an armored spider. Man, when you get a plasma rifle, you can just shred these guys. Okay, well, we need to like run away from armored Spider-Man there, or the 9mm. I think that this is just supposed to be a classic 1911. Oh crap! Classic 1911 and not a star. I actually got a star in 9mm. It's a nice pistol. Way heavier than it needs to be, though. It is a chunky boy. Uh-oh. Triple X, your audio is really, really muffled.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh. I heard your voice coming through there. Like, it was really muffled. It's like, Mayday, we're losing your signal. Pull up.
That was weird.
Oh, crap. Got completely eradicated. I still got my Alien Quadrilogy box set. That was like $80, but it was worth it. Because each one of those movies, except for Alien 3, was really, really good. Except for Alien 3. Even horror fans hate Alien 3.
We don't speak of Alien 3.
Okay,
we pretend it ended after 2.
Yes. Predator collection. Yeah, I still got my original DVDs for that. But Anthony Jordan, Batman '89 is great. It is such a stylized comic book movie. You know, it's like Michael Keaton is a great Batman, you know. Jack Nicholson is, you know, amazing. It is...
You know, unpopular opinion, I don't think Val Kilmer was a bad Batman.
Yeah, he was not. My first ever cosplay... I'm just talking good about my mother all night, aren't I? She spent $80 and rented a Val Kilmer Batman costume for me to wear to school because they were having the senior dress-up day, and so I got to show up as Val Kilmer Batman. Needless to say, all the females paid me a little bit of attention. Oh, you hate Tim Burton?
Did you get to show off your Batarang?
No, but needless to say, I made a pretty big splash that day. No offensive item. We can't offend him. We don't have a hat we can throw at him. This must be California. Now, see, I didn't really like Batman Returns. Okay, I can't really kill that guy, I guess. Well, he's a robot. Is he truly alive?
Quick, tweet something offensive at him.
Oh god, I could say any number of things, but won't. Oh, you bastard. Now, I know you're joking, Cyrus, but since I'm a gun nerd, I gotta tell you, there is no Uzi that could do that. For one, you'd have to link the receiver. For another, that case has a big-ass rim on it. So that's not gonna work, because it won't be able to feed in the mags. So, yeah. It's a cool concept, but do you have any idea how long it took them to get 357 mag to feed in a 1911? A long bloody time. Oh, the Clooney Batman. Hey, you know, he wasn't that bad as Batman, even if the movie was kind of not that great. Although I gotta tell you, I kind of got a soft spot for Batman, Batman and Robin. And I will admit, I watched it a lot as a kid. I have the VHS, and I must have watched it a million times as a kid. So, yeah. 44 Magnum AK, yeah, it's not gonna work, because it's a rimmed case. And rimmed cases don't like magazines. Because they're not designed for that. Okay, we're gonna run away from that armored spider, because he keeps killing us. I don't like it. Yes, it was very ambiguous, Silver Wings, but I liked that movie. Maybe I wouldn't like it today, but at least it's better than Star Wars The Holiday Special. Crap.
Oh, you don't like Life Day?
I'll tell you, the worst... God damn it. Run! The worst aspect... I'm just gonna keep running. Nope, that didn't work. You can't run from your problems. But the worst problem with Star Wars The Holiday Special is just that it's so boring. It's like, it's not even so bad it's bad. It's just, it goes on forever. Nothing's really happening in it. And it's not so painful that it's funny. It's just a whole lot of nothing. I want my plasma rifle. We need common sense plasma control. No, the Holiday Special is not canon, although it kind of is in the EU. They kind of like to call back to it a little bit just to tweak off George a little bit. Yes, the Holiday
Cinema
Special...
Snob did a really good take on it.
Who did?
Cinema Snob.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I haven't thought about him in years.
He's still around. He's still doing his uploads.
Well, that's good. He didn't have to get a real job. Because nobody wants to have a real job. Like how this says, fuck. It's the AVGN. He survived the apocalypse only to get blasted. Yeah, the Star Wars cooking show lady. That's a famous actress, but man, I don't know what they were... What were they thinking? Still better than Last Jedi. But Star Wars The Holiday Special. I don't know. George Lucas is a weird guy. It always seems like when people get something successful, they don't want to be known for it. So he could easily have turned his back on it. It's the same way with Harrison Ford hating Han Solo. It's like, there are so many actors who would love to be remembered as Han Solo and Indiana Jones. To be that rich from just doing a couple movies in the late 70s and early 80s. And yet he's like, I hate Han Solo. It's like, dude, your house is owed to Han Solo, and you know it. Your fucking airplane, I think he has like multiple planes. That is thanks to Han the Man. Show a little bit of gratitude.
I mean, Indy was popular, but not as popular as Han Solo.
Exactly. That's one of the things I liked about a guy named Werner Kemper. I'm sure some of y'all are old enough to know who that is. He played Colonel Klink in the classic 1970s comedy, Hogan's Heroes. He played the camp commandant of a German, like, internment camp for, like, Allied POWs. Because it was the 70s. You could do that.
I've seen it.
Exactly. That guy died way too young. But Werner Kemper, there's an interview with him in the year 2000 when he's like in his 80s. And he's talking about how happy he is that people always say like, hey, Colonel, how's it going? Because he knows how he got rich. He got rich because of Colonel Klink. Kirk and TJ.
I hate when celebrities get hurt because people recognize them as a legacy character.
Trend of fat people.
It's like you said, if you saw Harrison Ford, are you going to say, hey, Harrison, or are you going to say, what's up, Han?
Mm-hmm. Learned of the Mick Gangbang? Oh, mukbang. Ugh. 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 Well, here's the question, though. So, Cyrus, the reason why he allows relationships is because clearly, when they didn't allow relationships, people still fell to the dark side. See, Luke is more of a, Luke is kind of like a cross between a badass war hero and a hippie. And so, oh crap. I like how that plasma turret is right in my face and just completely eradicated me. I'm blaming you, Cyrus. You got me killed. But no, he allows relationships because, well, he's part of the new Jedi Order. He takes what didn't work in the old Jedi Order, and he tries to fix it, essentially. It's like, not having relationships is not good. I'm sure some alien, some wonderful person, who didn't need relationships because they laid eggs or something, assumed that everybody had to be that way. Luke in the whole EU was all like, well, we need to, like, have new ways of doing things, you know, and that's why you can have kids. And in the old Jedi Order, technically, they could have kids, and did. So, Triple X, what does this mini game look like to you?
Frogger.
Yep. I just love the fact that it is, God damn it, Frogger. That's how we're gonna stop the machines.
It's funny. On my screen, you didn't even get there yet, and I knew what you were talking about.
I mean, it's a classic. So we hack with Frogger. Now, as you might imagine, hacking in the real world doesn't work quite like that. Really, all you do is you just get somebody to give you their password.
There's this website you can go to. It's still live today. It's called Hacker Typer. And you just type random things onto the screen, and it makes like hacking noises and generates fake lines of code like they do in the movies.
Oh, I love it. Nobody
Worth checking out for 5 minutes.
A second?
It's worth checking out for 5 minutes if you want to have a good laugh.
I never even heard of that. I kind of want to see that. Could someone survive a Terminator bitch slap? No, that would break your neck from being hit so hard. That's why Predator is not exactly realistic. If the Predator was as strong as he's supposed to be, one punch would break your neck and you'd die. But that would be a pretty boring movie, so. Exactly. It's like being a Jedi means you should be able to, like, have some fun times. And hello, Dead Pixel. But yeah, like, whenever you got a character with super strength, realistically, one hit would be enough to kill you just because of the G-force alone of getting smacked. It's like, if Superman wanted to really kill Batman, he'd be able to do that pretty easily. Boom.
I posted the link in the chat for y'all.
Nice. Yeah, Kyle should have died from that. You could say like maybe the Terminator was like had like limited energy or something, but realistically, it's just a movie. You know, you kind of have to just let it go. I don't know what the propensity of modern games and having constant bloom in your face is for, though. It's like you're always getting blasted in the face by lights. Dishonored 2 is very bad about that. Okay.
Battlefield is obnoxious with the bloom effect.
There were Mandalorian Sith, mainly in the TCW series. There was a guy whose name I can't remember. I think Darth Maul like controlled the Mandalorians for a little bit. Crap, 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 crap. Damn it. I was trying to get behind him. Let's see.
Oh.
You gone?
Died.
Yep, got flash fried by some bastards. Comic Cons. I wanted to go to Comic Palooza this year, which is the Houston comic convention, but they wanted like $100 just to get in, and I wasn't gonna pay it. So I'm gonna go to Big Texas Comic Con in October because it's substantially less expensive. That's in San Antonio. I like cons because it lets me dress up as various characters. Gonna go as Commander Shepard. No one's better than Commander Shepard. There we go. The Grey Jedi had it right. They treat the Force just as a tool. I mean, I agree with that. Grand Rapids Comic Con. Nice. I like to cosplay, so I usually like to go to a couple cons a year. This year I just haven't had the money. And I ain't paying $100 to get in the door. That's not even the park. Like, then you got the parking. The parking itself is like $35. So, yeah. Billy Mays. That's not bad. Not bad.
Wait a minute. You talking about the Billy Mays, the Bleach guy?
I figured that's what he was talking about. Not exactly the greatest action hero ever, but one of the top tiers, I guess. I could see Billy Mays taking down at least a young Predator. He'd sell
Whatever
him bleach.
happened to the ShamWow guy?
I hope he's still alive. I know the My Pillow guy is still with us.
The My Pillow guy's really based.
Yeah, they tried to sue him, I think, into oblivion at one point.
Yeah, because of his political affiliations.
Yeah, not surprised. $105 for 4 days? That's not too bad, but I'm talking like just to get in the door for 1 day for Comic Palooza is like $100. The Jedi Order was so rigid. Yeah, the Jedi Order from the Fall of the Republic era was pretty rigid. It was a lot like the samurai. At least that's how I read it. It's like they were a lot like the samurai at the beginning of the Meiji era of Japan. Weeb, weeb, weeb. It is being random and being left of field. I mean, it's not a bad. It's not a bad idea. I remember seeing at the first ever comic convention I went to back in 2013. There was a guy in a Darth Vader mask and a I don't know what you call that, a skirt. Like what's like that the ballet skirt? What's that called? I can't remember.
Are you talking about the tutu?
Yeah, he had like a black tutu on. That was pretty fun comic convention. All the way back in 2013, I dressed up as Captain Kirk. I actually purchased recently a new rank badge for my Captain Kirk costume because I lost the original one.
There's an epic Easter egg coming up here in a minute.
Stop smoking. Who wants to do that? I've never smoked once in my life. But I always find that funny.
Smoking right now.
The good stuff or just regular tobacco?
Just regular tobacco.
Okay. Uh-oh. And dragging him off. Gonna make him watch.
There's a really cool Easter egg coming up.
Oh yeah, well that's Robert Patrick.
Yep.
From the Resistance. The others have to be here too.
I believe it's in this room.
Yep, I'm looking at him right now. No, Robert Patrick. Yes, I did review Dawn of the Jedi. It's a pretty good book. Yeah, Gramps, he smoked from the time he was 12 years old till literally the day before he left us. Funny enough, though, it wasn't the cancer that got him. It was a heart attack, sadly. Whenever we'd go anywhere, he'd always have to step outside once in a while to pollute the atmosphere, as he'd say. Cons can be a good place to pick up chicks. You just gotta be careful. You gotta avoid the fake nerd girls. There'll be some females there literally just to make money. So, just something to think about. But yeah, you can pick up chicks there. You just, like I said, you just gotta be careful. And you have to have something to say to them. You can't just be like, hey baby. You gotta actually have, like, be able to talk about stuff.
The problem too with cons is people travel from far away to see them. So like, you could meet the love of your life, and she could be from another state.
Yeah, there's people that are that you can do that with. Now the thing is, you can a long distance relationship can work. Because it worked for me. I dated a girl, believe it or not, from California, communist Fornistan, who was mostly based. And she actually moved all the way to Texas, which is pretty cool. And it only fell apart after, but not before. So, progress? Okay. Gotta avoid Terminator like the plaque. Oh wow! I mean that's not the worst pickup line, Silver Wings. There's some real doozies out there. Makes you wonder how humanity is able to procreate this long. Hide me. Technically, Terminator Boy here should be able to see through walls. Because if I can, he should be able to too. But This would be a much harder game if he could. Created a time paradox. That's the thing, like if Revolver Ocelot tried to fight a Terminator, he would not do too well. Because he might love reloading, but the Terminator's just gonna blast him with a plasma rifle. Okay, we got one coming over here. Yeah, Branches on the Tree of Time is a very good Terminator fanfic. Because, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but Sarah Connor creates, like, this time army.
Army.
An army of time. You can't see me, Terminator. I don't think I have any pipe bombs. I don't think I have any of them right now. I'm just gonna keep hiding from them. And then what you do is reprogram 2 turrets and they just blast them. Now, one really cool thing this game does is you can't use the plasma rifles until they are hacked, because they're programmed to only work with the Terminators. That's something Skynet would do, but Skynet would not make them hand weapons. That's just a movie thing. But once again, do you want cool plasma rifles or not? Throw caution to the wind, forget about stealth.
If you have vision to see Terminators through walls, why can't they do the same to you?
Because then you wouldn't have a game.
I know, I'm just saying.
Let's see, the T900. I do not know what that is. I know, like, the T90. No, the I-950, that's what it is.
Private Jacob Rivers, Pacific Division.
Pacific.
It's like a better
What
version of the
hell happened up
Terminatrix.
there? The whole division went silent.
It was wiped out. I'm the only one who survived, and I need to.
I always liked the T600 with the rubber skin idea that they only kind of alluded to in Salvation.
Follow that staircase. It'll lead you to the main generator. Overload.
Yeah, I always wanted to see one of those that actually had most of the rubber skin still on.
Destroying that generator will make a lot
There
of
was
money.
one in Salvation, but the fight was over so quick.
South from here.
Yeah, I remember that one.
We'll find you. Baron will want to meet you. Now go, and watch
I like how
out
that
for
movie
those
had the rooster song in it.
Yes.
That's not really what I picture for Terminator, but okay. Justin Bieber. Leading the resistance, huh? I don't know who Justin Perry is at the moment. I don't recognize the name. I guess it's supposed to be somebody from the lore, but I don't remember. Yeah, that guy who played the Marcus Terminator in Salvation, he was supposed to be the next big thing, but he never really blew up past that. Like, he was in Terminator Salvation, Avatar, I think 1 or 2 other things, but then that was it. He just kind of disappeared after that.
He was in Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hmm.
And he was Alex Mason in the Call of Duty Black Ops games.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess so. He's one of those people that's kind of famous, but not really, I guess.
Yeah, I liked him as an actor.
It's the same way with that guy, I can't remember his name. Okay, I can't just jump over there. Who was in a couple of movies that bombed pretty bad. Like, I can't remember who this guy's name is, but he was like in Battleship. He was like the main character in that, and that movie bombed. And then he was in John Carter, and that movie bombed. And then he's gone.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, yeah.
And so, you know, that's one of those things where he was going to be the next big thing, but every movie he was in failed badly. And now he's working at a Walmart. Now let's hope that doesn't bomb. Matthew Perry. Okay, Justin Perry was John Connor's second in command. I never knew that. Or maybe I didn't forgot. Well, see, the thing is, though, T2 needed to be PG-13 so they could make lots of money. And in that scene with the minigun, the Terminator can't, machine gun down those cops because he's a hero, and you don't want to have a hero take down what is effectively the good guys. I mean, it's not like the SWAT team knows that killer robots from the future are trying to, kill John Connor and that they're trying to stop the evil AI. So there's no way Arnold Schwarzenegger would be able to get, or not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that the T-800 could get away with blasting them and still be heroic. You don't want to have heroes kill good guys. You don't want to do that because then it's like they're not really heroic, and yeah. You certainly couldn't do that back in the 90s.
I don't think T2 was PG-13. I'm pretty sure that was an R.
It was? Huh. Don't crap!
There was foul language, there was gore, there was violence. I mean, the husband standing there with a milk carton and a blade through his mouth.
That's true, that's true. In that minigun scene where innocence copied on the main characters. Exactly. Salvation was PG-13? Okay. I don't know. I don't remember the ratings. But yeah.
I know Salvation was PG-13.
Okay, we gotta hide. Hide me. But yeah, there's no way in the 90s you'd ever have, like, a hero character kill another hero character or kill an innocent. That's very much a modern... Oh, they spotted me. They spotted me. Very much a modern kind of thing. Yep, there were toys for Terminator 2. Electric Boogaloo. I'm gonna hide right by this giant plasma container. I hope Rivers here didn't ever want to have kids.
Isn't it amazing, like growing up in the 90s, that we had toys for, like, Terminator 2, Aliens, like, just the most violent movies, and they made toys for it.
Yeah, I had the RoboCops. Even though RoboCop 3 was pretty shitty, the jetpack RoboCop was awesome. That scene looked like shit.
Yeah.
No, gone.
The jetpack could have been cool, but it was so dumb looking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the effects were garbage, but at the same time, the toy looked great. And in my imagination, RoboCop flying around looked a lot better. It had a higher budget. A car, the LED lights circling. Yeah, I don't see that's being legal either. But that sounds kind of cool though. T2 toys. Yeah, I had a couple Aliens toys. Not many though. Yeah, there's going to be a Terminator 2 indie game or something that's supposed to come out. Like, I'm not really that interested in that just because, do we really need another one of those? 2, 1. Do we need another 2D, kind of NES, or not NES, but place called Battle Creek, Tony's Hong Kong? Huh. I've not been to a Chinese buffet in a very long time. Used to like their chicken. I actually had some Chinese last week. Egg rolls are really, really good. I kind of want to get some next week.
Must resist doing funny accent.
Oh god, we'll go to jail in the UK. But those egg rolls, man.
In Minecraft.
Exactly. But those egg rolls were really good last week. T2 game is a birthday whistles game. I don't know. It's just like I can't get excited for something where I already know what the ending's gonna be like. System Shock 2. I really do want to play that System Shock 2 remake. The shitty walk. I never was a big fan of South Park, but I know that joke, and it was pretty funny. I'll tell you, the thing about South Park, Family Guy, it's like there is some good humor in South Park and Family Guy, but they make it too gross. They either have like really gross, grotesque. Oh crap! I'm hidden. They can't see me. By the power of station wagon, you can't spot me. Corrugated metal, I am so hidden. Yeah, do you have a license for that TV? Apparently, you have to have a license even to watch streaming services, too. Alright, there's a lot.
I've got the lovely bunch of Terminators. Diddly-dee.
Exactly. That poor tire.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the Griswold's truckster?
I don't know, it might be. I remember when I was a kid, though, the European Vacation, National Lampoon's European Vacation. I thought that the chick who played the wife was like really, really hot. Like I don't know if I don't remember anything about the movie other than like that that female was attractive. And like she like
Never
danced.
saw that one.
I don't know if I even watched the whole movie, but I think I might have been flipping through channels and like adolescent me saw her like dancing sexfully. I was like, oh dear, what could this be? And I didn't watch the rest of the movie after that. 80 or 90 bucks just to watch TV? Wow, what a bunch of crap. Yeah, there's a lot of T-800s, and you can't fight back unless you do have the pipe bombs. And hello, Riley. Oh crap, he's coming right towards me. He's coming right at us.
Riley, you're late.
Beverly D'Angelo. That sounds like a fake name, though. But it could... But she was hot.
What's the girl from Married with Children? The daughter.
I don't remember. Christina Applegate.
She was hot back then.
I do not know how well she aged or not. Now, the Ultravision does have some bit of, like, it's a little bit in continuity, because, like, you see, like, Reese with, like, these night vision goggles on, so... And then, like, there's a fan site called 2029.net, where they kind of, like, go into, like, the fan lore of, like, the Ultravision goggles, and how they're all handmade. Also, on that fan site, apparently Australia didn't get nuked because nobody cared about it. It's like, that's a sick burn to Australia.
Uh, the Terminators didn't find Australia to be a threat.
Alright, we're just gonna keep hiding. Is that the name of the website? I don't remember. You don't play as... I don't think you play as Kyle Reese, but he shows up in a DLC. But not played by Michael Beanbine, because they couldn't get the likeness rights, nor voiced by him either. Alright, we made it out. Without dying. It's like
I always thought it was Bine.
I never can remember, so I just call him Beanbine. I think it's Bean, but I think Bine sounds cooler, so... It's his name now.
Oh, thank God you're finally here.
Have you seen him recently? He did not age well.
But I think, isn't he like 60 now?
You don't give up on your people, do you?
Then again,
He's up there.
People age differently, though, because there's a political commentator named Greg Gutfeld. He's 60, and he still looks like he's, like, in his 40s.
Greg Gutfeld's funny.
He's alright.
She won't admit it, but she was just as worried as I was.
69? Oh, my.
Nice.
Do you need help with anything?
Is that your best pickup?
His pickup line?
Sorry, that was a bad.
Hey, you know, Jennifer, look.
I tend to do that when I'm stressed.
If you need help with anything, it can work as a pickup line, or you can offer to do a video on Vector Prime with somebody.
Don't mind me.
That's what worked for me.
Seems you...
As close as could be. This one time, when I was little, He wanted to make a huge sign that
You know, I can't not see her and not think of Tim Poe now.
Hey, you know, she's not nearly
Not at all.
as dumb as he is.
After
My only thing about
No.
Tim Pool is he knows how to make money. I will give him that. He knows how to make money. His thumbnails probably get a lot of views.
So the only thing we could do was
10 years? Holy crap. And thank you. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I exercise every day, and don't even eat unhealthy food, so... And I come from a family with very, very good genes.
this really terrible one.
It's like, my mother's almost 21 years old now, and she has aged very well. My grandmother's almost 21 as well, and she has aged very well. What's kind of funny is we were out at like, I think we were at like the local grocery store, and like people still hit on my grandmother. So, as you might imagine though, she ain't dating anybody. Because ain't nobody could even come close to Gramps, that's for sure. Made Tim Pool.
You see your grandma was 21. Almost
Yes.
21.
Yep.
Tell her I said happy birthday.
Look, when it comes to females, gentlemen, every woman is when they get past 21, they remain 21. Just do that and you'll be fine. Okay.
Remind me again. How old are you?
I'm 36. Men can age, women cannot. It's just how it goes. It's the rules, people. It's the rules. I don't make them. I just work here, man. Only dudes can age.
That is true.
And if you ever
And
want
take
to...
the garbage out.
That too. And if you ever want to get laid, just remember that. Let's see. Made Tim Pool on Skyrim once. Ken Marshall is in his 70s, lived 50. Nice. Just lived up to 100. Wow. You know, you wouldn't be the first person to think I look part Asian, but no. I come from two different types of background. One is evidently Swiss, and the other is south of the border. So I think the vaguely Asian-ish features come from like a little bit of like Oklahoma Native American thing from at some point on my family tree. It's weird.
I see you've got those antibiotics I asked for. I asked him if you think that.
I look very, shall we say, exotic. Oh my. The chicks like it. Okay, we got 4 skill points. Did we level up enough to get more lockpicking? Okay, let's get more backpack. We're gonna need that. Let's get hacking. Ooh, we really want hacking, because what you can do with that is you can hack those turrets, and you want to do that. So I don't actually do explosives. We can rest. No, I'm not Indian. Yeah, part Mexican, yeah. You look like a young John Romero. Why, thank you. Yeah, I guess you say half white, half Mexican. Although, I'll tell you this, the Mexican part, that part of my family, you know, they haven't seen Mexico since, like, you know, the late 1800s, so I'm not sure I'd say they are, you know. I guess ethnically, but not, like, culturally.
Private Rivers. Yes, sir.
I never really played into the whole big thing of, like, I'm a this or I'm a that. I'm a General Lotz.
Set up a rendezvous
From the nation of General Lotz land.
You'll need to enter the canal.
Zanzibar land.
The meeting's supposed to take place tomorrow, so I suggest moving out soon.
Now, why does he have a bandana on? Because we don't want to animate his face. And he thinks it looks cool.
And he's worried about the coof.
Exactly. You know, okay, I went to go get a pizza for dinner. You know, went to Little Caesars because they're cheap and they're pretty good. I'm driving down. It is 95 degrees, feels like 99. And what do I see walking on the side of the road but a person with a mask on outside by themselves?
Patrick, get back here.
So, yeah. What the hell, people?
Let it go, people.
I mean, come on. Pizza Hut's not bad, but Little Caesars is just so much less expensive. Like, I was able to get a, I think it was like a Detroit deep dish for like $10. I was very happy about that. It was good.
Did you watch the Fat Electrician's
It was
video
actually,
on Little Caesars?
not only did I watch that, but my grandmother watched it the other day and is like, yeah, we should get a Little Caesars. I'm like, well, don't have to tell me twice.
Pizza.
So, Little Kaisers. Ave, through to Kaiser. Yeah, they did on Bull Puppet, but I can understand.
Is everything all right?
Domino's is
I just
alright,
decided that he wants
but
to be a
they're harder to get to where I live.
He won't come out, even though I'm worried sick he'll get stuck. Get back here right now, Patrick!
Patrick, this is not SpongeBob SquarePants.
You told me it's our job to find stuff for the group.
See what's in there. Wow, what an asshole.
Get back here. It's too dangerous.
Don't let me come in there. Beat
Dude,
you
you
about
know
the
he
head.
found a porno.
Alright.
Oh my.
Coming out.
Why else would he not want to come on?
Bolt Gun 2. I don't know. I hope it has a little better gameplay than what Bolt Gun 1 had.
I'm leaving soon.
And I've not seen a Little Caesars commercial backwards.
I'm going with you. And don't even try to stop me.
Are you sure?
What's the matter? Don't they let you boys bring dates?
I mean, look, if we could take that stupid hat off your head, I'd want you to go with me a lot more, but whatever. Because you look like an idiot.
You think she leaves it on during coitus?
I don't know. Painkiller. Painkiller's alright, but I'm not really that excited about any of that. Like, it's cool enough, I guess, but... Meh. Meh. There used to be a pizza place here called Mr. Gaddy's, and they would have commercials that were like The Godfather.
You seem a little out of it.
Sorry. I probably shouldn't zone out like that with a gun in my hands, huh? Am I making you nervous?
How would you not know how to use a gun in the future with robots around? Come on. I don't buy that that would be the case. So let's see. Now, gentlemen, if a female says that to you, you obviously don't say yes a little bit, because I can tell you this, you're not going to get laid that night if you say that. To say not really, but pay even more attention. Just saying.
Not really.
Well, you should be.
I mean, she's showing off some side boob there, so, you know.
I never even held a gun until recently.
I'll tell you this, though. When I was younger, if somebody told me I've never even held a gun in the robot apocalypse, I'd be like, how does this happen? Why would this happen?
Wanna meet Commander
I would, like, go
Barnes?
nuts over that and get myself into a lot of trouble.
They're here.
I've not played any new Quake games. Didn't even know one existed.
Non-existent Pacific Division wants, no needs to
Here's the other female character.
Oh, what a lucky girl I am.
She's very much a turnoff for me. I can't stand people like that.
And why should I treat him as anything other than the deserter he
Deserter?
I found her
hoping you give
a
me
little too abrasive.
skip the court
Yeah.
martial and execute you where you stand.
This is bullshit.
And who do we have here? A brave scavenger? Rivers, do you always bring unauthorized
I'll take the silly hat
I do believe you
versus...
can bang her.
We would have got to you sooner if you hadn't pulled out all your troops.
I think you have the option to bang both of them.
You do. I can tell you this. I would not put my
Did you pick up
plasma
guns
rifle
like
anywhere
that?
near a female like that.
Run like your sewer rats always do.
Jennifer's right. There's no need for any of that.
Like your plasma rifle analogy.
Today is all about Private Rivers. So what can you tell me that I don't know already?
A few weeks ago, the outpost I was stationed at was ambushed by a
Half man, half machine, all killer. I mean, cop.
half machine. The entire Pacific
This American was on top of Imperial Captain for the biggest bitch in the universe.
Half
Yes.
man, half machine. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, Dark Ages being a Quake reboot. I can see that, but I don't really want to play it because that's a movement shooter, and I'm not a big fan of those.
Walk, talk, bleed, sweat. There was no way to
Yeah, I don't like abrasive people. Can't stand them.
Infiltrated us perfectly.
I know that that attracts some people, but like for me, no. I like people who are nice.
I'm not sure.
Okay, for now keep everything.
I just noticed she has a really diverse squad of soldiers with her.
Yes, we have to check all the boxes.
Skynet's coming.
I'm pretty sure the guy behind her right shoulder is some type of Latino.
Yeah, I can see that.
To your positions.
Drones up there.
Finally, I
Like
got
the
my
Sunny
plasma
D
rifle.
commercials.
Take cover.
Don't be shy, Rivers. This is a great time to impress me.
Now you'll
Remember
notice
the
that-
90s Sunny Delight when all the kids from the different backgrounds came in for orange juice?
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what we've got here is our rifle here is a regular rifle. Their rifles are bullpups. See? Although she's, oh man, she's holding it right, but that model's messed up. I guess they didn't really expect you to pay that close attention to it.
We need to move.
I'm too busy staring at people's rifles, Dead Pixel.
What the fuck?
Call me crazy, but isn't that rifle still a bullet weapon?
Kind of. Okay, so in one of the fan continuities, they kind of try to explain how a plasma rifle would work, and so what they basically say is they turn like a bullet or a piece of metal into plasma, which is like a superheated thing. I can't remember exactly what. A superheated gas, there we go. A superheated gas, and that's what they shoot at like the Terminators. Purple
I
drink.
meant like in this game, you didn't get the plasma upgrade for it yet.
No, I just got it now. Based on the Velmet M82. Yeah, I think I remember reading about that. Okay, so like, the plasma rifles were supposed to originally be made by Westinghouse, which I find kind of interesting. It's like, that implies that in the 90s we'd have plasma rifles. I want to live in that future. Except for the, robot apocalypse, but, we may not have a robot apocalypse, but we don't have plasma rifles now, do we?
We don't have hoverboards either.
Yeah, it's just not fair. There's a Transformers meets Back to the Future. It's not that bad.
Well, you're a scavenger, aren't you? Find some.
She says that, like, Jennifer has, like, the AK, but it's really an AR. It's like, I think they were supposed to have been an AK model, but they didn't have the money.
Armored spider ahead.
Don't let it get near you.
Run!
More Terminators.
Hide me from the Terminators.
I count 3.
Oh, I got fucking vaporized. The Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not a console gamer, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, evidently if Nintendo catches you using like mods, although I don't know how you would mod anything on a Switch, they can brick it remotely. I don't like that, but I'm not surprised that Nintendo would do that. That sounds like something they would do. First Pearl Harbor, now this? For shame. Video on
I heard you
console
can
version.
jailbreak your Switch.
This is
You can like homebrew it.
Yeah, I think they also, a lot of people jailbroke their Wiis and stuff like that. I just never did, because by the time the Wii became a thing, I moved on to PC and never looked back, really.
I'm still a dirty console stuff.
Yeah, we'll make you a PC gamer one day to steal some people's fillings.
Yeah. They won't mind. They won't notice.
Exactly. And so you're giving business to the local dentists. So RoboCop versus the Terminator. People like to say that the Terminator would win, that the RoboCop would lose. Against a basic T-800, I think Robo's going to win just because Robo's a badass. Oh crap, I'm getting blasted by everything. I'm trying to loot your bodies, people. Come on. I got into PC gaming, like, for real, in, well, 2008. Because that was the year I bought my, gaming PC, or bought the parts to build the gaming PC. The old ASRock mini ATX motherboard, an AMD dual-core processor, I forget what it was. NVIDIA graphics card, I can't remember what that one was either. I got me like a cheap-ass non-HD flat panel monitor. It was awesome. Let's see, what video? A video on console preservation for Nintendo? I'll take a look at that at some point. 2012. Not bad. 2017. Man, 2017, that's almost a decade ago. Can you imagine it? Also, the reason why Robo would win is because RoboCop's like the protagonist, so he kind of has to.
Don't forget that Sarah Connor, a girl with no military training, was able to kill one.
This is true. Although you gotta remember, though, that was under very specific circumstances, though.
But my point is that civilians can take down a Terminator. RoboCop could too.
Yeah, I think RoboCop couldn't go hand to hand, though. I just don't think he could do that. I don't think he's strong enough, like physically, strength-wise. Uh-oh, is there a Terminator over there? No, good.
This was an ambush. They knew we were coming.
Yeah, this game is pretty badass.
How did they know?
With the annihilation
I'd like to see like an upgraded RoboCop. There actually is in RoboCop versus the Terminator the comic. I actually got the NECA figure of that. Like RoboCop makes him like a whole, makes it like a whole RoboCop army to take on the Terminator. It's pretty cool.
Take positions.
Wasn't RoboCop in one of the recent Mortal Kombats?
Yeah, voiced by. It's amazing how much story you get in like the pre-fight banter. Like that is some of the best stuff in those new Mortal Kombats. It's just like 2 seconds of dialogue.
I saw that Robert Patrick reprised his role for the T-1000.
Yeah. Pretty good. And yeah, RoboCop versus Terminator for SNES and Genesis. Those are two different games. I like the Super Nintendo version because I was a Super Nintendo kid. And I also like the fact that it had like a story. It had like comic panels and everything in it. I got a copy off of Amazon.com in 2007 and didn't get anywhere in that game because it's hard as balls. Not that balls ever get hard, but you get the idea. That's a weird phrase you ever think about. It's hard as balls. It's like, but balls don't get hard. That's not how that works. Unless you're like some sort of genetic freak. Purge the unclean! Let's see, started with a 1050 Ti, 60. Not bad. 4070 is pretty good. My GPU is a RTX 760 Super, and I just upgraded the CPU to a Ryzen 7 something. 5700X. There we go. And that new CPU really does a good job because I'm able to play just about everything now. I gotta update the GPU at some point though. But I can finally play Starfield without it constantly chugging. I'm actually gonna stream Starfield next week with the Star Wars mods that actually makes that game good, or at least better. Okay, heal. Not heal. Loot the bodies. Go away, HK. I'm trying to loot all of your friends. I'm recycling their body parts into guns.
Pesky HKs.
Exactly.
They're pesky.
The Penske file.
There's a shortcut that'll get us out of here. We just have to make our way to that industrial.
Actually reminds me, I was having a random, it wasn't an argument, it was a back and forth with my mother on whether or not Bugs Bunny said maroons or morons. I was like, they were saying, he was saying maroon. And then I realized it's the same argument that George had with the Bubble Boy. It's the moops. And then I had to explain that joke. I was like, yeah, you can't really explain a joke, but it's the moops, people. I really like those HK aerials. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, weapon ineffective. Heal me. Heal me. This game don't play around. Come on, run. The sound effects in this game are awesome. I'm not sure if anybody can hear them, because I had to turn the audio down, but I love those blaster sounds. The plasma sounds. Oh crap. I'm trying to drink water here, people.
I'm telling you, man, for this game's second outing, these visuals are top notch.
I mean, it's weird to think that this game is 6 years old, though. Can you imagine that? 6 years. Run, run. We could probably fight those Terminators.
Okay. Save that for later. We're not safe yet. We need to get the hell out of here.
What a bitch.
The shelter.
Yeah, most game studios don't get a second chance after they put out a horrible game like Rambo.
Yeah. Talon should make like a Jurassic Park game. Where you gotta like fight some you could have like maybe like dinosaurs infesting a town or something.
The shelter.
Or if they wanted to just sort of like take inspiration from Jurassic Park 1, you could play as Grant and like the old Jurassic Park games from the 90s. You just gotta like get shotguns and shit and blow away raptors. It could work.
I think you could make a decent Jurassic Park game if you go back to the park after the events of the movie and like you find like the dilapidated like auditorium and science lab. Like you try to piece together what happened.
That could work.
Ancient technology trying to, you know, work with modern tech.
And see you, Cyrus.
Rivers.
You know, I tried to play.
Cyrus.
I tried to play that Lost World game for PS1. I can't even get past the first mission as the T-Rex. I just keep getting blown away by the mercenaries. And yeah, tattoos can be a pretty big red flag. Depends on the tattoo. You're like, her tattoos are just generic, you know, like, I hate my family tattoos. Whereas if you have, like, a girl with, like, you know, tattoos that actually mean something, it can actually not be too bad. This is very much like, T1. Like, she doesn't even have a nice ass. Why would anybody be attracted to her? Now look at that hair. Ugh.
Here's our quartermaster. If you need anything beyond the standard issue equipment.
Not to point this out to be the bad guy, but like, how is she the like lone female amongst all these men?
That's a good question.
Nobody tried anything kind of creepy.
This is a good question. I guess they didn't want to. I think the real answer is they didn't want to make a bunch of female models.
Everyone pulls their weight here.
If someone doesn't, but yeah, it is one of them things. Like how they got oil lamps and electric lights.
I'll get right to it. There's a reason I decided to meet you.
Because I'm pretty sure if this was like the real world, she would not be having a good time.
No, probably not.
A group of people that Skynet marked for termination. See,
Silver, that's funny.
The leader of the resistance is #1 on that list. Then there's me.
Yeah, this is such a boss babe kind of thing. I don't know, like, I can see why they'd probably not want to engage in activities. But realistically, there would be women here that just can't do the models. You know, or they don't want to because it's not really important.
Interesting. I'll have to have a word with Connor about that. And that brings me to my second point. Your first assignment.
Alright, when we finish talking with Boss Babe here, we'll call it a day. You know, there's a Pasadena in Texas, and it's referred to as Stinkadena because it has all these oil refineries. And yeah, it is pretty nasty.
Remember,
Ew.
but the way I see
Like, you definitely want to roll your windows up and make sure you're
Dismissed.
just recirculating the air. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Terminator Resistance, and I gotta tell you, it's a pretty kick-ass game. So, Triple X, what do you gotta say?
I'm streaming tonight at 12:30 a.m. Please stop by Eastern Standard Time. Everyone's welcome, and I even have a special guest joining me.
Awesome. And so I'm General Lotz, and next week I'm going to be back with Starfield with Star Wars mods. Until then, I'll wish you good Resident Evil 1, Terminator Salvation, or whatever makes you happy.